Okay, welcome. Want to show you around Axcitement, our software for axe throwing lanes, where you get to use projected targets. Lots of different games that we're going to be adding as we go. It's got digital scoring, etc. Let's take a quick look at some basic features. When you first get the software, you have to have it line up with your target and you want to put your logo in it, etc. So there's hotkeys on the keyboard. So if we're in here and you hit Control Y, it lets you put in the URL for your logo. So for example, I'm going to go to my site and I'm going to copy the image location for my logo, and we'll go here and I am going to paste it in right there, and there we can see what it looks like. So we're going to save that and done. So now it's got my logo in it, so you can add your logo just that fast. Okay. The other thing we need to do is arrange where things are. So if you hit Control M, there's a pin number that will give you, and that lets you get into the software for setting some basic settings. Okay, so we can edit the positions of things. So if we want these icons to be a little lower or a little higher, we can adjust this. This may be different for different lanes even in your particular facility based on exactly where you have to put the projector. So however tall it is, however wide it is, that can throw things off. So we can move our uh, our logo up and down. Now also, you can choose where the target is going to be. So it tells us before we can start the target, we have to start our timer. So here we're starting our timer, and I'll start a 60-minute timer. So here's our time remaining and our logo, and we can choose to move the logo a little over, move the timer, however you want to organize this. And let's take a look at where the target's set up. So here's our scoring board, and here's the targets. But if we had multiple people playing, we may end up with one, two, three, four. You can run up to 6 different teams. So let's take our target and we're going to run it a little lower. Okay, so we're getting our target lower. And then also, because you're going to be projecting this from above, even though projectors have a thing for fixing the skew when you're up and down and side to side and stuff, we have some built-in stuff because we found out the projector settings alone weren't enough to take care of it. So here you can change the width of it. If you're shooting from above, it may stretch out, and so you may have to run this bigger or run this smaller. So you can adjust the height and width of your targets and the whole size of the target to take it down and then move it around so the bullseye is dead center. Okay. Once you set it for the target, that also sets it for the zombies as well. So I'm going to just end this game. Do you want to end this? Yes, I do. Let's do a new game. And now let's take a look at zombies. So here's the zombies. All right. So they're centered, assuming that my target boards were right here. This is centered. Okay. Now, I am going to hit Control M again so that disappears. And let's take a look at the scoring. So here I've got Team 1 and Team 2. And we'll show you how to change the names of the teams here in a bit. And if I throw my axe and I happen to hit this zombie up here, I click on him. He was worth 3 points, so I get 3 points, and now it randomizes more zombies. The small one in the middle is worth 5, but if somebody's afraid they're not going to be able to hit that and they just need 1 point, 3 points, so we got ones, threes, and fives based on the size. So here we hit the 5-pointer, so now the score is 3-5. Then it's the next person's throw, and they get a 1-pointer here, etc. Okay, so let's end that game. When we end a game, right now the score is 4-5, and both of these teams have had one win. We can choose, maybe we're like, yeah, let's not finish this one. We don't want to count this one. Do you want to save the winners here? No, or yes, sure, what the heck. So I was in the lead, so I win 2-1 now. Let's do a new game. Let's do targets. Same thing. If my axe ends up hitting a 1, I can hit a 1, and that's going to score a 1. Now it's team's 2 shot. They get a 6, they get a bullseye, and so that's a 6. My next shot misses, bounces, whatever. I get a miss, that's a 0. Next shot, I get a 3. Oh, wait a minute, it was a 4. No problem. Go click on the frame, and it lets you change your score back to a 4. Okay, so now it's team one's turn, and they get a 2, etc. And we'll keep the whole score as you go through. So I'm just going to go through clicking here. Once you get to the last one, it holds it there. That way they can pose in front of it and have their picture taken with your logo there and the fact that they won 37 to 25. And now look how many wins they have. Now let's do a new game. Also in the new game, the customer themselves can set up the teams. So right now we're just called Team 1 and Team 2, and that's pretty boring. So let's take this one and we can change team 1 to whoop axe, and we can change team 2 to axe to grind, and we can add another one here. We've got pain in the axe and axperts and kiss my axe and accident. So we have a lot of the unacceptable, etc. So we have a lot of the stock ones like that, but also you can create your own. So if I want to be Bob's birthday, I can also make it Bob's birthday. All right, so we're going to save that. So now I've got 4 people shooting: whoop axe, axe to grind, unacceptable, and Bob's birthday. I'm done. Let's go back to our targets, and we can see we have our 4 scores here. These people already played some, but they haven't yet. So my first shot is for whoop axe to grind, unacceptable, Bob's birthday, etc., etc. Okay, and go through and keep our score. So this is giving us a time remaining. If you're timing out your games after they stop, it will dim the screen and say, hey, time's up. And then if they want to buy more, you can go in with your admin codes and you can add more time to the clock. So it's here. We'll add another 30 minutes to you. And now let's start. And then you can hit your Control M and that goes away. So that's how you can add more time to the people playing. So that's a basic rundown of how the software works. You have a couple of setup things to have it match your targets, and then it's very easy for the customers to do their own games. We're also adding other games as we go. So look in the near future, Tic Tac Toe is next up, which will actually put the Tic Tac Toe board right on the screen and then mark O's and X's and stuff as you go. So we're going to do that. We have some card games coming where you're going to play blackjack, throwing at pictures of cards, different cards, shuffle out onto the board, etc. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a shout and we'll fill you in on any details.